Good morning. It is time to wake up and be wealthy. Today, we are talking all about how to stay focused. Oh my goodness. That is probably my favorite subject because it is not an easy thing to stay focused, especially if you have big goals and dreams, like a lot of big goals and dreams, right? It's like, where do I even begin? Especially if you have kids and like there's so much going on in your life and you're like, I'm trying to keep it all straight, especially if you have ADHD. Like, no wonder like our brains are like completely fried at the end of the day sometimes because there is just so much going on. So first, like give yourself some freaking grace because there's just so much. There's so freaking much. And what I like to do, especially we're going to talk more on like the business side today, from a focus standpoint, is there's a few key things that really help me. The first is to really like plan out my week so I can have like, okay, what am I doing what day? Because if I just have a giant brain dump of all the things I want to get done, that feels like extremely overwhelming to me. So I take the brain dump and then I start to section it out of like, okay, I have a chunk of time on Monday, I have a chunk of time on Tuesday. Like I really like start to look at like, okay, what's going on in my life and in my business to be able to actually like execute those tasks. So like for example, there's we have QueenCon coming up and it's Wednesday through Friday. So like there's no way that I'm going to be able to do a ton of other things that week besides QueenCon. It'll be like all hands on deck QueenCon. The same thing, we're going to Nashville for our inner circle at the end of March. So it's like I, when I know those things, I can plan accordingly and not like beat myself up of like, oh, I didn't get a ton of things on my to-do list done because hello, like why not? Like of course I didn't. Like QueenCon's going on or Nashville's going on or like when Boone was born, I was like completely like gave myself tons of grace of like, I just had a freaking baby. I went through a major surgery. Like the to-do list will be there when I am ready for it, right? So it's like first checking in with yourself from a lifestyle perspective, then like brain dumping it all out from a weekly perspective, and then starting to segment it out from a daily perspective based on what's already scheduled. I love fitting my business around my life. So I always plan my life first. Doctor's appointments, vacations, days off, like whatever it is, spa days, like whatever it is, anything that the kids need. I always plan my life first, knowing that I can put my business in small pockets of time and still reach big goals. So that is extremely helpful for me. Also helpful for me is themed days where I'm going to stay in the energy of marketing for the day or coaching for the day or sales for the day or admin for the day. So like really like batching things together that have like the similar like a similar vibe is really helpful because like I took some amazing women to, it's called a selfie museum on last Friday, and we did content creation. And everyone got so much done because for multiple hours, that was the energy that we were in. And we didn't have to like switch our brain over to be like, okay, now we get to focus on, administrative tasks. Your brain would be like, what is going on? We were just doing something creative 2 minutes ago. And now you want me to like completely think differently and like pay bills or something like that. It just, our brains don't work that way typically. At least mine doesn't. Okay. And so really like being strategic of like what you're doing when and then starting to get ahead can be so valuable. So like from the selfie museum, I have over 30 pieces of video content that I can be using for the next like 30 days. That feels so good. I head to the beach at the end of this week and I'm there all next week. And so I already have a vision of like, I'm going with some girlfriends and we're hanging out all week and our kids are going to play. Like, it's going to be so fun, but we're all business owners. So we're like, this is like mom boss week. Like, we're going to still like do a lot of things, but like, it's like a change of scenery. We get to be together. Like, our kids get to be together. It's going to be great. but I'm already starting to think about like, okay, how can I maximize that time to really get ahead and support my business, right? Like I'm in a different energy, a different environment. So, like, what can I do? So, I'll be like working on our next launch coming up and getting the sales page ready, getting the content ready, getting all of these things ready. This is how you win big in business is getting ahead, right? And it takes some time and it takes some practice, but it is so freaking powerful. Okay. And then, like, the last big thing, there's so many things to like stay focused, but really, like, having accountability around me is massive. So, like, my team is my accountability. My coaches are my accountability. My family are my accountability. My phone is my accountability because I have alarms on there, right? Like, my to-do list is my accountability. So, like, the more layers of accountability you like layer in, the better, because I don't want to let my team down. I don't want to let my coaches down. So it really helps me not only dream big, but then like truly play big. So, like, the environments that you're in, really make sure that like you're in environments that are setting you up for success, keeping your energy up, keeping you accountable, holding you to a higher standard, so that way we can build a wealthier life. If we're only around people that are like super negative and toxic, that's going to affect your business. It's going to affect your mood. It's going to affect everything. And so we really want to be mindful of all of those things. And at the end of the day, like, my best piece of advice is to know yourself. Like, I actually I love a good deadline. I tend to like wait till the last minute on said deadline, but I'm gonna get it done, right? So then I know that about myself, and so I shorten the deadline, right? I shorten it down. I don't say I'm gonna accomplish that by the end of 2023, right? Or even 2024. I'm like, no, I'm gonna accomplish this by the end of the week, right? So the shorter the deadline, the better for me, because I'm not gonna say that unless I'm gonna do it, and so that way it doesn't just drag on either. And that's really, really helpful. So many things. Also, like, a way to stay focused is not putting so much on your plate, like selling one thing at a time, doing one thing in your business at a time, decluttering your home. Like, these are all so many, like, I could literally talk all day about staying focused because I'm obsessed with it. But again, at the end of the day, really knowing yourself and setting yourself up for success is the best course of action. The more we can become friends with you and operate from a place of love and grace and like, okay, I know this about myself, so I'm going to like work with myself rather than against myself, is critical. That, and then getting you in like very high vibe positive environments, are going to be like setting you up for mega success. So I'm super excited about that. Um, so my challenge for you today is to think about one thing that you know is going to like radically impact your business on a massive, massive level. And then I want you to go do that one thing. This is a great way to stay focused and like cut through the overthinking, cut through the overwhelm, and just say, okay, this is the thing. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What is it? Say it out loud right now, and I want you to go do that one thing. And then you can literally keep doing this over and over and over and over again until you reach desired result. Okay. This is how I operate all the time. When I like get in like freeze mode and I'm like, okay, what's going on? There's so much, right? Like, there's just so much. What's the one thing I can do right now for XYZ? Boom, I shift into action. So super, super powerful tool for you. But I'm excited for you to stay focused, reach your big goals and dreams, and do them together. So make it a great day. I'll see you back tomorrow.